Welcome to this English shadowing exercise. In this lesson, we will practice speaking and reading out loud with a special technique called shadowing. Shadowing means you listen to a speaker and repeat each word exactly as you hear it. You match their pronunciation, their tone, and their rhythm. By doing this, you will improve your pronunciation, your ability to understand spoken English, and your confidence when you speak. Before we begin the story of Sarah at the airport, find a quiet place where you can speak out loud without interruption. You may want to use a simple voice recorder on your phone or computer. When you record yourself, you can listen back and compare your voice to the original. This simple feedback loop helps you notice small differences and make steady progress. Now, imagine you are at a busy airport. You feel a mixture of excitement and nervousness. You hold your ticket and your passport in your hand. You know you are about to fly to New York City for the first time. Your heart beats a little faster. You can hear announcements over the speakers. You see people moving quickly through the terminal. These sensations set the scene for our exercise. Take a deep breath and listen to the first few lines of Sarah's story. She says, I am at the airport right now and I feel so excited. Today is the day I am flying to New York City for the first time. Listen attentively, then pause the recording. Repeat those sentences exactly. Speak at the same pace, with the same rises and falls in her voice. If you find a word or sound difficult, slow down. Say it more slowly until you feel comfortable. As you practice, remember that mistakes are part of learning. If you stumble on a word, stop and try again. Each repeat makes you stronger. This technique works best when you are patient with yourself and keep a positive attitude. Shadowing is not about perfection. It is about clear focus and steady effort. To warm up, try this simple activity. First, stand in front of a mirror and say 5 short airport phrases, such as, "Here is my boarding pass," or "Window seat, please." Watch how your lips, jaw, and tongue move. This visual feedback helps you match the sounds more accurately. Next, try a breathing and rhythm drill. Read a sentence aloud, then clap your hands in time with the words. For example, clap once for each syllable in I am at the airport now. This helps you feel the natural beat of English speech. Finally, draw quick sketches for 3 key words on a piece of paper. Draw a small airplane for boarding pass, a window for window seat, and a shield for security check. When you see these sketches, say the words out loud with full shadowing. As you prepare to shadow Sarah's story, keep these 5 phrases in mind. First, I'm flying to New York City for the first time. This shows excitement. Second, here is your boarding pass. This is a common phrase at the check-in counter. Third, window seat, please. You use this when you choose your seat. Fourth, the security check takes a long time. This describes a delay. Fifth, Flight 567 to New York is now boarding. This is an announcement you might hear at the gate. After you shadow these phrases, pause and record your voice. Listen back and notice one thing you did well and one thing you can improve. Write these notes in a simple learning journal. For example, You might write, my pronunciation of boarding pass was clear, but I want to speed up my pace. This reflection makes each practice session meaningful and helps you see your progress over time. When you are ready, play the recording and start shadowing the first 60 seconds of Sarah's story. Speak out loud, match every word, and keep your tone smooth and calm. If you need to slow down, do it. Focus on clarity, not speed. Every step you take, even a small one, brings you closer to speaking English with confidence. Shadowing is a powerful tool because it trains your ear and your mouth at the same time. You learn to hear sounds correctly and to reproduce them naturally. Over time, you will notice that your English speech becomes more fluent and more expressive. You will feel proud each time you shadow a new text and see yourself improve. Thank you for practicing with me today. Keep shadowing regularly, and you will build a strong foundation for your English speaking skills. Remember to stay patient, stay positive, and enjoy the journey. Your voice matters, and every word you speak is a step forward on your path to fluency. In this part, we will focus on a key moment in Sarah's journey and deepen our shadowing practice with extended techniques. Listen first to the lines where Sarah walks down the aisle and speaks to the man in the blue jacket. She says, I walk down the aisle looking for seat 17A. A man in a blue jacket is sitting there. I say, excuse me, sir, this is my seat. Play these three sentences as one block. Then play them again. On the second play, pause after each sentence and repeat it aloud. Match the speaker's calm tone and gentle firmness. Take a deep breath before you speak each line to keep your rhythm steady. Notice how Sarah feels a burst of nervousness as she speaks. She wants her seat but chooses polite words. As you shadow, imagine your own voice trembling a little, then growing stronger. Remember a time when you felt shy or unsure speaking English. Let that memory help you add real emotion to your words. Genuine feeling makes your practice more engaging and helps you remember the sounds more naturally. Next, try dividing this passage into smaller parts. Break the three sentences into two smaller groups. First, repeat. I walk down the aisle looking for seat 17A. A man in a blue jacket is sitting there. When you feel comfortable, add the third sentence. Excuse me, sir, this is my seat. This technique, often called chunking, allows you to handle short bursts of speech without feeling overwhelmed. After you master each chunk, put them together and practice the full three-sentence block again without stopping. To expand your skills further, experiment with role switch shadowing. After you shadow Sarah's words, imagine you are the man in the blue jacket. How would he reply? Perhaps he says, oh, are you sure? Let me check. Record both parts of the dialogue, switching roles each time. When you listen back, notice how changing your voice for each role forces you to pay closer attention to intonation and phrasing. Another useful exercise is the speed variation drill. Shadow the same passage at normal speed once. Then slow it down to about 3/4 speed and practice again, paying attention to every vowel and consonant. Finally, try it at 1 1/4 speed which challenges your fluency and pushes your mouth to move more quickly and accurately. Each speed teaches a different aspect of natural speech: clarity at slow speed, comfort at normal speed, and agility at faster speed. You can also explore the emotion roller coaster technique. Practice the same lines with three different emotional tones. First with calm confidence, then with slight confusion, and finally with relief. For calm confidence, keep your voice level and steady. For confusion, add a slight upward twist in your tone on "this is my seat." For relief, let your voice relax and soften on the final words. This variety builds expressiveness and helps you convey meaning beyond the literal words. Here are 5 key phrases and words from this passage to keep in mind. First, "Excuse me, sir. This is my seat. Yi mats sa." Second, "Let me check my ticket." Third, "I think this is my seat." Fourth, "You can take the seat. I'll sit in the middle." Fifth, "Mistakes happen." Write each phrase on a sticky note and place them around your study space. Whenever you see one, speak it out loud using the shadowing method. Match the tone, rhythm, and even the little laugh after mistakes happen. As you practice, pause and reflect on Sarah's feelings of embarrassment when she realizes her mistake and her gratitude for the man's kindness. In a learning journal, answer 2 questions. First, how did the man's kindness change the situation for Sarah? Second, how can you show kindness to yourself when you make mistakes learning English? Writing down your answers helps connect the story's emotions to your own learning process and reinforces positive habits. Finally, record a mini dialogue of Sarah's question and the man's reply. Play it back and underline any words that felt challenging. Practice those words in isolation until they feel natural. Then, shadow the full mini dialogue again, integrating your improved pronunciation. Each time you repeat this exercise, you build stronger listening skills, clearer speech, and greater confidence. By diving deep into this moment of Sarah's story and using extended shadowing techniques, you are training your mind and mouth to work in harmony and moving closer to real fluency. You have now reached the final stage of your shadowing journey. Over the past lessons, you have practiced listening closely, pausing to repeat, recording and comparing your voice, adding genuine emotion, varying your speed, and focusing on the words that challenge you most. Each of these steps has helped you build stronger connections between hearing and speaking. Now it is time to turn these skills into lasting fluency and map out the path ahead. To deepen your practice, try exploring new variations of shadowing. First, choose a different accent model and shadow your text again. For example, select a British speaker and notice how they pronounce words like schedule or aluminium. By matching a new accent, you sharpen your ear to subtle differences and expand your range of expression. Next, combine shadowing with writing. After you shadow a short passage, write it down from memory. This exercise links your listening, speaking, and writing skills, reinforcing your learning in multiple ways. Finally, experiment with silent shadowing. Play the audio and move your lips, imagining the sounds without actually speaking aloud. This inner rehearsal builds confidence and fluency in your mind even when you cannot make noise. To make shadowing a daily habit, set yourself a simple 7-day challenge. On the first 2 days, focus on the opening of Sarah's story and repeat each sentence 3 times. On days 3 and 4, work on the middle section with role switch exercises and speed drills. On days 5 and 6, mix the parts together, practicing at both slow and fast speeds. On the 7th day, record yourself reading the entire passage from start to finish and compare your performance to day 1. To track your progress, draw a small grid and fill in each box after you finish a session. Seeing your chart fill up will motivate you to keep going. Learning with others can also boost your progress. Find a study partner or join a small group where you take turns shadowing and giving gentle feedback. When you listen to a friend's recording, focus on one thing they do well and one area they can improve. Share your own strengths and challenges with kindness. You will find that both giving and receiving support makes practice more engaging and builds a sense of community. Another fun idea is to host a storytelling night. Each person picks a short passage to shadow, practices it, and then tells the story in their own words. This event helps build public speaking confidence and turns learning into a shared celebration. Throughout all of this, remember the heart of Sarah's journey: kindness and patience. When she realized her mistake, the man in the blue jacket did not scold her. He smiled and said, "Mistakes happen." His calm kindness turned an embarrassing moment into a learning opportunity. Show the same kindness to yourself. When you stumble over a word or feel frustrated, pause, breathe, and remind yourself that every mistake is a step forward. To keep your momentum, set clear next steps. Choose a short podcast episode or the introduction of a TED Talk and shadow the first minute. Keep a weekly journal in English describing your shadowing experiences and your feelings each day. Seek out online shadowing tools or local language meetups where you can practice in a live setting. These actions ensure that your shadowing practice grows richer and more varied over time. Finally, share your journey with others. Post a short clip of your favorite shadowing moment on social media or in a study group. Invite feedback and celebrate your breakthroughs. Your voice matters. And each time you speak, you strengthen your fluency. Keep practicing, stay curious, and enjoy every step of this adventure. The path to confident English speaking is built one shadowing session at a time, and you are well on your way. Now that you have heard Sarah's full journey, let us look back on what happened. Sarah arrived at the airport feeling excited and a little nervous. She showed her ticket and passport at the check-in desk, and she chose a window seat because she loved looking out at the clouds. As she moved through security, the line was long, but she remained patient. When it was time to board, she walked down the plane aisle and sat in what she thought was her seat, 17A. A man in a blue jacket was already there. Sarah politely said, "Excuse me, sir, this is my seat." After a brief mix-up, the flight attendant discovered that Sarah was in the wrong seat. Her correct seat was 17C. the aisle seat. Sarah felt embarrassed, but the man simply smiled and said, "Mistakes happen." He offered to move so she could enjoy the window seat. During the flight, they spoke about New York City. Sarah learned that a small act of kindness can make a difficult moment much better. From Sarah's story, we draw a deep lesson. Mistakes are a natural part of any journey, and responding with kindness and patience can turn an awkward moment into a positive experience. In your own life, remember to double check important details such as tickets, deadlines, or plans to minimize mix ups. At the same time, show understanding when others make an error. A calm word and a friendly smile can ease tension and build trust. You can apply this lesson at work, at school, or in daily tasks. Before sending a message or filling out a form, pause and review your work. When someone else makes a mistake, offer help instead of blame. These small actions create a more supportive and respectful environment for everyone. Congratulations on listening to Sarah's story all the way through. By following each scene with shadowing, you have improved your listening and speaking skills. Now, let us test your understanding with a quick quiz. What is the most important lesson from Sarah's story? A. Always insist on being right. B. Show kindness and double check details. Write A or B in the comments below. I look forward to reading your answers. If you enjoyed this exercise, please subscribe to our channel. Your subscription gives us the motivation to create more high-quality lessons. If you can, consider donating to support our free content. In the early days, creating quality videos and exercises takes time and resources. Your donation helps us keep these lessons available at no cost. Thank you for your support, and see you in the next video.